Hello, welcome to the finale, part 15 of my Legend of Zelda tutorial series for NWC on Nintendo Switch, how to get an S ranking in every single challenge. Now this is the grand finale, the granddaddy, legend difficulty, and it is a pretty tough challenge to nail. I'm gonna show you a couple strategies on how to wing it, and then I'm gonna show you how I do it to get that very fast time you see on my personal best. Those require a couple tricks that I'm going to explain in detail. So if you're just trying to get an S ranking, go ahead and stick with me. Let's do this. Let's do it first. Then I'll show you how I do it to get the best time. I'm going to hold up right here. That buffers into the door frame perfect. I'm going to come down here, grab this key. Then I'm going to leave. Just going to go through the door here. The biggest thing at this point is just trying not to get hit or take too much extra movement. You can usually walk around this guy, just pay attention to where he's at. In this room, stay in the middle of the room as much as you can. And that's fine, not a big deal. That wasn't too bad for a freestyle room. Remember, we don't know what the pattern is, so we're kind of on a freestyle trajectory there. If you have to kill a key there, you can buffer up and right here and go through that room frame perfectly. In this room, just get through. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just get through. In this room, we're gonna steal the key. You can stab him or you can just bop into him, depending on how your combat and your confidence is. I'm back through this room. I got a little stuck to the door there, but it should be fine. If any of these gorillas get in my way, I can stab them and get through on iframes. In this room, I'm gonna buffer down and right. And then go right here so the wall masters don't spawn. In this room, I'm gonna go right on this tile to avoid the fireball. And this should be an S ranking. I'd be surprised if it's not. I bet you this window's huge. Yeah, that's what I figured. And that is how you get an S ranking. That was a lot that I did very quickly. Let's go through it step by step. Then I'll show you how a upper tier Zelda speedrunner does this. So after you enter this room, you just have to walk into that guy. He'll knock you back to the left, and then you can leave. You'll always get that favorable pattern, by the way, if you do the upright buffer coming out of this door like I showed you at the beginning. Once you get the key, go up here. Just note, by the way, that you cannot do the pirouette that unlocks that door for free. It does not work. In this room, I like to go here and see what the Salphos is gonna do. If he gives me a chance to walk, I'll go up. If he moves in front of you last second, you can stab through these guys and move them through them on iframes. So that'll allow you to get through them as quickly as possible. If you have to kill them, whatever, just kill them. In this room, you wanna stay center. The key is gonna spawn one tile below me. But the way they move is based on, Link's targeting. It's kind of complicated without getting into complex game mechanics. I'm just gonna say, the more you stay here, the better the odds are they're gonna come towards you. The key will drop right where Link is right now. This is where you want to pick the key up. The key will spawn as soon as the 5th Stalfos dies. So as soon as that Stalfos dies and you hear the key pickup sound effect, you can leave. If you're having trouble with these guys spreading out all over the room and it's costing you too much time, if that's the problem, you can keep your beam swords, and I'll show you how to do that now. Rather than taking this damage boost off this Stalfos, I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom of the screen. And I'm gonna just sword this guy down. Keep my sword beams. Not a big deal. Just keep those sword beams. And now when I get to this room, I should have a much better pattern. Because even if the pattern sucks, I can use my sword beams. Like, that's slow by a speedrun standard, but that'll be plenty fast enough for somebody going for an S ranking. Now, once you've cleared that room, grab the key, come through this door, and just get through. I like to go up because sometimes that keys will go down and it gives me a free walk. In this room, you can buffer up and right and just hold it. You'll go right through the door as long as you're buffering it before you leave the door frame. In this room, I usually go up here, but with the pattern I'm going to show you in the advanced route, this will mean you'll have to sword. You can freestyle this if you're really quick, but you have to make your decision up very soon on whether you're going to go this way or you're going to go this way. So really, it just comes down to personal preference. The safest way would be go up here, because you're probably not going to get hit. You might have to kill one gel. In this room, you have two options. If you're health conscious, just sword this guy down, take the key. However, if you're not, you can either just hold left and stab right before the Stalfos touches you, and your sword's hitbox will hit the Stalfos. I'll try to show that off real quick. Like that. And what happens is the Stalfos will go through Link, but you won't take damage. It's not that hard to do either. Let me see if I can show it one more time. You can actually do it, I believe, going up. Yeah. Or you can just walk into them. If you have iframes, the skeleton will not hurt you, and you can just walk right through them on iframes and pick up the key. Whatever it takes, get this key. Leave the room. In this room, just get through. Now, the gorilla room, this pattern is kind of trash, but sometimes you'll get lucky and they'll just let you walk through. If they don't, you can either stab them. Give me that boomerang. Oh, I can't switch to the boomerang. How dare you? A lot of the times they're going to get in your way. If they do, just sword through them. If you're low on health and worried about it, what I would do is I would go in the room to see what pattern you get first. If they're going to get in your way, I'd probably go up, but you can go down too. Just keep in mind that the gorillas are all over the room. They're going to be throwing boomerangs. So if they snipe you, you could die. Also, you have no access to pause, so you don't have any chance to set this up. So if you have a bad pattern and are afraid, you might just have to start over. In this room, you're going to go down to the bottom, but you're going to stop here. Then go on this half tile. Watch out for this hand, by the way. If they touch you, they take you back to the beginning of the dungeon. Big time loss. Walk right here and grab this key, and you'll notice they don't spawn anymore. If you accidentally go too low, just walk up to the block right there and get off that bottom row, because whenever you're on this bottom row, they spawn. After you get the big key, or the key, walk up here, come over here, and open this door, go through the door. And then immediately on this tile, go right, and you'll miss that fireball every single time. As you walk in the room, turn right, go to this spot. And those initial fireballs will miss you every single time. Now, you can walk all day long in her lower body. She won't hit you. She has no hitbox. That also means you can't stab her there. You can actually use arrows, or if you get lucky and get bombs, you can bomb Aquamenus. And then 2 more swords will finish her off. Finally, when you're going for the actual Triforce, don't go to the bottom of the screen, stop right here. Don't go to the middle, stop right here, and go up. And that is how you will be able to get through with an S rank. Now, I know this video is getting long. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to show you one more time how to do it without any sort of manipulation. Then I'll walk you through my PB and explain, anyone looking for a top time, how to get a sub 120 in this game. So right now, I'm not attempting any frame perfect shenanigans. I'm just going as fast as I can, just trying to get through. I was almost unlucky. That was unlucky, but it's okay. Get out. It's fine. You get hit, it's all good. Just get out of there. Just get the key and get out. Now in this room, we gotta watch out for those gorillas. Notice I walk through them on iframes. I'm not that far behind my PB, despite freestyling this entire thing. Walk right on that tile. If she moves right, it might be faster just to get in her face and outmash her, but notice I stopped to show you that fairy. I forgot I'm speedrunning, so... Oh, look at that, still an S rank. Once you understand where to go, what to do, you should be able to get an S rank in this with reasonable effort, but it shouldn't be too terribly difficult either. Now, you might be saying, but JSR, you got a 118.23. Can you show us how to do that? Absolutely. Now, before we continue, this is advanced. If you are not very good at this game or you're just trying to get an S ranking, thank you for watching. Hopefully you get your S ranking. If you're trying to get an optimized time, this is how I do it. So you hold up and right as you exit the door. You're gonna go into this room here. Immediately upon the transition, you'll notice I'm buffering down and right. This is required to get the frame perfect movement. You could theoretically still do this movement. It's way too difficult, and this is easy, so just do this. Buffer, and then right as you take damage from this Stalfos, he's gonna knock you to the left. You wanna let go of down and right at that point. And buffer up and left. If you do that correctly, you'll be frame perfect every single time. Why is that important? In The Legend of Zelda, RNG is frame-based. When you enter the dungeon, you have a frame rule, but once you are in the dungeon, there's no more frame rules. So you are at the mercy of your own frame-by-frame travels through the room, through the level. So if you don't properly execute this beginning of this dungeon, you will not get this favorable pattern I'm about to show you, and trust me, you want this favorable pattern. So let's go ahead and continue. You're gonna walk to the half tile left of center. You want this too. You don't want to be center in this room. If you're center in this room, you're gonna be very sad. You wanna be left. Why is that, you ask? Isn't that further? Don't you lose more time? Yes, you do. However, remember I was telling you RNG in this game is frame-based. If you go center here, your pattern will change. We want these two patterns. Check this out. So at the cost of an extra half tile, I get a free walk in this room. Every time you swing your sword, it costs you 13 frames. Every tile, I believe, is about 6 frames. So the extra half tile is a 6 frame time loss, but you make up for it by saving 7 frames here. And check this room out. Free and easy. Look how little I move. Look at how little I move. I'm just framing forward. I come in, I stop in the middle, I sword up. I move up and I sword up again. It kills 2 of the Stalfos right there. I'm gonna sword up again, hitting that Stalfos up. That one now has damage. I'm gonna move back to the middle, sword up to knock that Stalfos back. Both those Stalfos have damage now. I'm gonna stab again. That kills the first one. I'm gonna stab again, but first I'm gonna move up to stab both those Stalfos, killing the second one and damaging the final one. At that point, I just need to finish him off. That pattern is about as good as you're ever gonna get in that room. So personally, I think the most important part of getting an optimized time in this game is how to manipulate that first part of the level. It is important. There might be better patterns out there. I don't know of any and don't know if anyone else is gonna find any. So good luck if you do decide to search for those. Anyways, in this room, go up, and if you get lucky, the keys will leave you alone. Remember, we're no longer frame perfect at this point. So if the keys is in your way, stab him. If he's not, you get the free walk like I did. In this room, just buffer up and right. Free and easy, frame perfect. And then in this room, you have, like I said before, the 2 options, up or below that block. I had to sword because I went up, and by the time I realized it, it was too late and I had to sword. You'll notice I go for the steal here and I don't get it. You can either use the sword or try to get into his hitbox without getting knocked back. I get knocked back, but I immediately recover by using my A-frames to get inside the Stalfos. Then I bail, stabbing through the Stalfos to not get knocked back. In this room, just get out. There's not really a buffer here, you just want to get through. Again, in this room, go middle and hope you get lucky. I did not. I only had the sword once though, so that wasn't too bad. Same strat in this room, stay off the bottom. Buffer up and left after you grab the key, and you'll get around this block free every single time. And then you'll watch here, I go right here. I get a good Aqua Menace pattern. And that is how you get a very good time in the Legend of Zelda Master Difficulty Legend Labyrinth Challenge of Champions, blah, blah, blah. My name is JSR. I hope this series helped you. I am really addicted to this game. I know a lot of people are, and it's a lot of fun to try to get good times in all these categories. I hope you find some luck and getting some S rankings. I know this video was kind of long, so I'll cut it here, but thanks for watching and good luck. We'll see you on the leaderboards. Peace.